Here's a problem that looks at two different investment options for $5,000 over a 20-year time period. Remember that our basic formula is y equals ab to the x, and in terms of financial growth or decay problems, actually we've got $5,000 as our initial amount here. Okay, this is going to be 1 plus r to the x, and x can be any amount of periods. Could be years, could be quarters, could be months, it could be whatever. But in this first investment option, it's going to be 5,000 times 1 plus the 5% compounded annually. So I'm going to do it year for year, which means x equals annually 20 years, so x equals 20. So I'm going to plug in a 20 up here. And this is going to be 5% expressed as a decimal. That's 0.05. Move the decimal 2 places, and that's what you get. Okay, so here my first investment option is going to be the same as 1.05 to the 20th power times 5 grand. 1.05 to the 20th power turns out to be 2.6533. When you multiply that by $5,000, this means that this investment option will give you $13,266 by the end of 20 years. That's option 1. Let's keep that in mind here. Switch to option 2. Okay, 4%. Oh, but it's compounded quarterly. That's an advantage. Smaller rate, but compounded more often over a 20-year period. So again, same formula, y equals abx, but what's different this time is not the original amount, that's the same. The second time is going to be 1 plus, I have to take this interest rate, which is an annual interest rate. All rates given are annual unless stated otherwise. But when I have to compound it quarterly, I have to take that 0.04, right, expressed as decimals, 0.04, and divide by 4, because there's 4 quarters in a year. 4 quarters in a dollar, 4 quarters in a basketball game, same stuff, okay? So this is going to give me 1% or 0.01. It's a little bit crowded there. Okay, that's going to be 0.01, okay? So this is going to be 1 plus 0.01. And what's different here is I cut the interest rate by 4, but in 20 years, it's going to be how many quarters? Well, 4 times 20, which is 80. So the interest rate got cut, divided by 4 quarters in a year. So that's my quarterly interest rate. 1% per quarter times 4 would give me 4% per year. I hope you see that. Quarters, though, over here I had years, 20 years. Now I got 80 quarters because it's 4 quarters in every year. So this one is going to grow more slowly at 1.01%, but actually it's going to compound more often because this is to the 80th power. So what happens is we take 1.01 to the 80th power. That gives me 2.2167 if you put that in your calculator. And right off the bat, you can see that number is less than that number. So this is not going to be the best option. But I multiply that number, or the 2.2167, and I'm going to find that this is $11,084 for option 2. So which option would you pick? Well, obviously the one with the most money. There you go.